We've got some breaking news as we are 6 days away from NFL free agency. The New York Giants have made their first cap casualty cut, and that is Bobby Okereke. We're going to break that down on today's show. We'll talk about his time with the New York Giants. We'll look ahead to free agency, some inside linebackers there, as well as the NFL draft. And I'm going to show you 5 more cuts that I think the New York Giants are going to make. Before we dive into all of that, make sure you are subscribed to the channel, because this is why you subscribe. When the Giants make a move, even if we're live on New York Knicks Now, we're going to get you the news that you need. So if you love the Giants and you want to subscribe to the best Giants channel on YouTube, hit that sub button right now. This is New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green, and we've got breaking news. Bobby Okereke has officially been released by the New York Football Giants. You guys shouldn't be shocked by that because we've only been talking about that for the past 3 weeks. A move that needed to happen. He would have counted for $14.6 million on the salary cap if he was on the Giants this year. That number was just way too high at this point for his production the last 2 years, and the Giants saved $9 million on the cap by moving on from him. First, I want to say thank you to Okereke for what he did for the Giants. That first year in 2023, he was awesome. He's a Walter Payton Man of the Year. He's a captain of this team. He's had multiple 100-tackle seasons, but his time as a Giant, rightfully so, is coming to a close. The number that he was due salary-wise just did not match the output of production that he has had the last 2 years. The Giants didn't have a lot of cap space coming into this, just around $2.7 million. They released Bobby Okereke, freeing up $9 more million, and just like that, they now have $11.7 million, and there are going to be more cap cuts to come. We'll break those down the tail end of today's show, but I kind of want to focus now on the Giants' inside linebackers that are on this team and moves that they are expected, and I am expecting them to make. You have Darius Muasau on this team. I think he's proven the last 2 years he is not a starter in this league. Chris Board, yeah, he's labeled as an inside linebacker, but he is a special team specialist, and if the Giants want to cut him, they save $2.1 million on the cap. I would not be shocked if he is cut as well. We broke down this quote from Paul Schwartz, who covers the Giants for the New York Post, where he said, I believe that John Harbaugh wants to completely revamp the linebacker room, and cutting Bobby Okereke is the first step in that. The next question I have is, what are they going to do with Micah McFadden, a guy that had back-to-back 100-tackle seasons for the New York Giants, but missed the last 16 games of last year due to a foot injury? Does he want to come back to the Giants? What is his market going to be in free agency? After missing essentially an entire year, I think a cheap 1-year prove-it deal could be in store for him. I'd like to have him back on this team. We'll see what John Harbaugh thinks about him. Coming up next, free agent targets at the inside linebacker position, draft targets at the inside linebacker position, and 6 more cap cuts that I think could happen. But I want to show Bobby Okereke some love. He was a good teammate, had some big-time games, a captain, Walter Payton Man of the Year award winner. Give me some 58s in the comments. I also want to let all of you know that we have launched some brand new hats here at Chat Sports. You can wear this on St. Paddy's Day, and you're not going to get pinched. Go to chatsports.com/beers, or if you want it in more of a standard black or a navy hat, you can get that as well. But you got to go to this link, chatsports.com/beers. I'll make sure that link is clickable in the comments and the description of today's show. All right, we told you Bobby Okereke was going to get cut. He has been cut, and the Giants will save $9 million. If the Giants cut Jon Runyan, that would be the biggest eye-opener for me. I think he is officially a surprise cap cut candidate, but does John Harbaugh think, could we get a better guard with the savings of moving on from Jon Runyan and one that fits more so what we want to do, which would be a physical offensive line? Runyan is a solid pass blocker, but he's not going to be mistaken for anybody that's going to be a pivotal piece in the ground game. I expect James Hudson, the swing tackle, to be cut as well. The Giants save $5.4 million by doing that. It's going to happen. He is not going to be a Giant for that much longer. I also expect Devin Motor Singletary to be cut by the Giants. That would free up $5.2 million in cap space with the chatter that the Giants want to upgrade the running back room. I think Singletary is a likely cut, and they could use that money to maybe go get a guy like Kenneth Walker. Graham Gano is going to be cut by the New York Giants as well. Should have been cut last year, but Joe Schoen still hasn't figured out the kicker situation. He will be cut this year, and the Giants will save $4.5 million. I also expect Roy Robertson Harris, the veteran defensive tackle who can get after the passer a little bit, to be cut. You'll save $3.3 million by doing that. I think the Giants just look at him as a 31-year-old who doesn't really fit the scheme they want to run, and they can save that money. The Giants can also free up almost $26 million in cap space by pressing two buttons, the restructure Brian Burns button and the restructure button of Andrew Thomas. Again, restructuring a player has no impact on the player, except they actually get the money more up front. You're turning their base salary into a signing bonus. You're not asking them to take any more money. The players actually can't say no to a restructure. It's pretty much just a workaround for teams to create more money. The Giants could save $25 million by doing that. We just showed you another way they could save $30+ million. The Giants want to create cap space to spend big in free agency, maybe on a linebacker like Devin Lloyd. They can do so. I'm expecting for the Giants to be aggressive in finding their next inside linebackers. Think about this. The linebackers that have played for John Harbaugh, Ray Lewis, he inherited him. But C.J. Mosley, a first-round pick. Patrick Queen, a first-round pick. They made a blockbuster trade for Roquan Smith. Don't be shocked if they go out and spend a bag on Devin Lloyd, who I think is the best linebacker in free agency. Two other names to monitor, Devin Bush and Nakobe Dean. Those are both two really good players that the Giants will have to pay a pretty penny for. Someone I would like to see the Giants target is Leo Chenal. I think that he can be unlocked as a player where he is playing more on a down-in and a down-out basis. I think he's been good for the Chiefs. I think he could be even better for the New York Giants. If there's two veteran inside linebackers the Giants want to take a look at, keep your eyes on Bobby Wagner. Not what he once was. Can't really give you much in the passing game. But if you want to talk about someone that can still stop and stuff the run and be a veteran leader for this team that knows how to win Super Bowls, Bobby Wagner can be that guy. And Demario Davis, at his age, he is still one of the best sideline-to-sideline run-stuffing linebackers. Some other inside linebacker free agent targets to note are Levante David. I think he probably wants to retire, Tampa Bay Buccaneer. But if he wants to come play for the Giants, I'm in. Quay Walker, someone that at one point in this league looked like a stud. Not sure what's happened since then. A lot of potential there. Maybe you call up Quincy Williams. Kay Nellis is a good player. And Matt Milano has those ties to the Buffalo Bills, where Joe Schoen comes from. We'll get to the draft linebacker targets coming up in a second, but I want you to get down in the comments and name a linebacker you want the Giants to sign. I think without a doubt, they're going to pay good money for a Mike linebacker. They need one. You got to have one, and you can't just go in with Darius Musa and Micah McFadden. Give me a name. I also could see the Giants double dipping, like paying a guy like Leo Chenal, paying a guy like Devin Lloyd, and then maybe taking Sonny Styles if he is still on the board when the Giants are on the clock with the number 5 pick. I'm not the biggest fan of the 2026 NFL draft, but the inside linebacker position is one of the better and deeper positions in this class. C.J. Allen is a beast. If he is there at 37, I would absolutely love that selection. Jake Goldie is a good player as well. I'm a big fan of Anthony Hill at the University of Texas. He can play off ball. He can line up on the edge. He's a defensive chess piece. Jacob Rodriguez, he's my dream pick at 37, but after the show that he put on at the NFL Combine, I'm not sure he's going to be in the board at that pick. Josiah Trotter, I know the New York Giants had a formal interview with him at the NFL Combine, and as the son of Jeremiah Trotter, I'll take him on my football team. Kyle Lewis is more of like that big nickel inside linebacker, a better pass coverage guy than a run stuffer, but I do think he could fit well in a Denard Wilson defense. I've told you guys that Bryce Betcher is officially one of my guys, and Keyshawn Elliott, he's a good player as well. So there's going to be ways for the Giants to beef up this inside linebacker room. You could do it in free agency. You could do it in the draft. And maybe even a trade for a guy like Tremaine Edmonds. Make sure you are following me on social media. That's the first spot you would have heard about Bobby Okereke being cut. So give me a follow on Twitter, @MarshallGreen_. Hit me up on Instagram, same handle, and turn those notifications on now is the time of year that you want to be locked and loaded.